I'm going to show you exactly how to pitch to investors to secure investment for your company as a startup owner. My name is Atishay Jain and I'm the founder at Hyperke. We send close to 2 million cold emails every month across a variety of industries. We are one of the top 1% outbound agencies in the world. And in this video, I'm going to show you a template that's proven to work if you are a startup sending cold emails to secure investment for your company. I'm going to keep this super short and punchy, so without much ado, let's dive in. So here's the template. Now I'm going to walk you through this whole thing because the value in this template lies in 3 areas. One is it's extremely personalized. 2 is it's short, to the point, while also not being super vague, because when you're pitching to investors, you don't want to be wasting their time. You can't waste their time with a 2-sentence email that tells them nothing about your company and expect them to respond. In many cases, their inboxes are being managed by their assistants, and if they don't find anything of value, they will simply not reply to your emails. So there's 2 personalization variables that you need to include in the script, and there are 4 different areas which are highlighted in green. These are things about your business and your company that is going to be static. This is the same for everybody in your list, but you need to work on creating this value proposition for yourself. The subject line is going to be just a couple of that investors' past projects that are relevant to your company. You can get this data from PitchBook. You can get this data by using Clayagent or by having someone manually research an investor and their past investments. So the template goes like this. Hi, first name, reaching out because of your experience with XYZ projects. We are using, and then simplify your value prop. I'll give you an example as to what this actually looks like towards the end of this video. But simplify your value prop and connect it to their existing projects. Again, Clayagent or manual research is going to be your best friend if you want to find this information for each prospect. After that, the rest of the email is static, but pay attention to this call to action and how we summarize or condense all of the information about your company into less than 50 words. My name is your name. I'm the founder at your company. Again, this is important if you have a track record, especially if you've built businesses in the past. If not, you can skip this because no one really cares as much about who you are, right? This is the important part, short pitch. So this pitch should tell them exactly what the company does. What is your value prop? How are you innovating? How are you disrupting the market? And this should be a sentence, not more than 20 words. Then you talk about your progress. This is important because when investors are evaluating whether or not something is worth having a conversation about, they want to see if you've already done the work. Unless your idea is super disruptive or unless you have massive social proof, you are a big name in the industry. You want to be able to show that you've hit certain revenue or project milestones. This could be past funding. This could be revenue. This could be profitability. This could be user base. Really depends on what your company does. And you want to throw in social proof. So the social proof, the best social proof when you're pitching to other investors is securing investment from previous companies. So you could talk about your seed rounds or your pre-seeds or whoever invested in the company in the previous rounds. Or you could talk about validation from users. You could talk about, you could get creative here, but the idea is to demonstrate that this investor is not taking a blind bet. There are people who validate your idea, your business. After that, you tell them your objective. We're raising this round. We're raising a pre-seed round in 9 months. Already have this milestone committed. And finally, your call to action needs to be super soft. So you look at this here. Typically, people would just end their email saying, can we discuss this for 15 minutes? This will not work with investors, especially if they are high-profile investors, because you need to be respectful of their time. So you give them 3 options. Can we discuss this for 15 minutes? Happy to react to your schedule or engage with someone who manages your calendar. So you're showing emotional intelligence by recognizing the fact that their calendar is probably managed by an assistant and you're happy to work with them. Finally, you also offer to send a calendar link or continue over email. So you keep all options open. You're happy to work with whatever makes the most sense for them. No hard ask. Some people might say this is confusing. It is not, I promise you, because investors they'll just read the part that applies to them. That's it. Now, execution is straightforward. I'm not going to get into execution too much in this video, just to not make it super long. You can look at my other videos about using Clayagent to find various pieces of information about your prospects. But the idea here is to use Clayagent. Clayagent is essentially an AI. You prompt Clayagent. The AI visits that investor's website or their LinkedIn profile and extracts. You ask the agent to extract. That's all it does. So just like you would tell a human being to research an investor and find me their past projects, or if you would tell a human being, research this investor, find their past projects and connect those projects to whatever we're doing here at company name. That is exactly what you would tell Clayagent, and then it'll do it for you for all the prospects. To find contacts or to find contact information for missing contacts, you're going to use Lead Magic and Find Email, and you're going to validate these emails using Million Verifier and Bounce Back. The other alternative is obviously hiring someone for $5 an hour over using Fiverr and Upwork and having them do all of this. That's up to you. Now, this is the juiciest part. What this template actually looks like in execution. Now, this is obviously not my company. I found this online, and this template actually includes a little bit more information, but I'll tell you why. So it follows our structure all the way until here. I'm the founder at Shizune. I will not include this link here, so no formatting, but yeah. So this is the intro. Now, the thing that they did extra here is their experience and the founding team. Now, this is relevant here because one, they have previous experience founding and selling companies. And two, they have two people in the business. One of them has 8 years of experience and the other one has already built and sold a company. This template could perform even without this, but this is not a deal breaker, right? You see, they include social proof. So they already have $90,000 in pre-orders. They've launched the MVP. Social proof could have been better if they already had, investment from other people, but you work with whatever is available to you. So feel free to pause this video, go through this template structure. You can copy this and paste this into your sequencer directly. And if you have questions, please leave them down in the comments, and I'll see you in the next one.